What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We are now headed out of Barron, Wisconsin here, and we are going to be on our way to Lansing, Illinois. Doing our dedicated run here. Today was a really busy day. I ended up making my way back from Lake Mills, Wisconsin, and then went to Burnsville, Minnesota and delivered my load there, and then went over to Willmar, Minnesota to pick up my first stop on this run here in Genio there in Willmar, and then I hauled over here to Barron, Wisconsin. Picked up our second half, which was only about 4 pallets, so that worked out real nice. So now we're just gonna hit the road and make our way to Illinois. One of the things I like best out here, guys, is just the beautiful scenery that you get to see, even when it's raining out, even when the jakes are cracking. We just keep on moving out here, enjoy the beautiful scenery, enjoy what we do. That's what it's all about, you guys. Not hauling cheap freight and having fun. Come on. Crazy, you guys. I actually used to live right over here when I first started trucking. Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Shout out a couple of my subscribers or video watchers here. I think possibly one of you lives here. Maybe a couple of you live here. But I know there was another one that used to live here and now lives pretty far away from here. But shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys watching. But figured I'd throw a little town of Chippewa Falls in here. Got the good old tractor dealership. Been there a few times with Dad. Used to love going there when Dad would get parts. And I'd always look at the little toy tractors and stuff. And sometimes he'd even get us some tractors and we could go home and pretend we were farming. We'd always hook up the little tractors with the implements that they came with and work up the field, and we would just literally pull them around the carpet or the hardwood floor and pretend like we were working up the field. Just funny. Good memories, you guys. Good memories. Alright guys, well, that don't look right, huh? I went to pick up my hood and apparently my bolt right here ended up snapping right out of there. So I just wanted to check my oil. Apparently we're not going to do that anymore. So that's kind of irritating, but I think you can see that one's not good either. It's all bent up and stuff, but that's what happens when you're driving on these Illinois roads. We can just reach in there and check the oil, I guess, huh? Let's see here, as long as the hood don't drop on my head. Oh yeah, she needs some oil, that's for sure. I'm gonna get it changed this weekend, actually. Come on, get in there. So now I'm gonna try to get this hood back down, at least get it in its guides, so I can get going back down the road. And I'm gonna throw some windshield wash in here, because this is out with the rain and stuff, running that constantly. So we're gonna get working on getting this thing figured out, and then I'll get back with you guys here shortly. All right, guys, well, we at least got it closed down now. You can see there's a bad gap between it, but right up here is where the bolt busted out. It's supposed to be sitting up here. This is supposed to have a bolt through it going through there. Even you can see this side here is all bent up and worn out, so gonna have to get some new bolts in there. This side looks really bad because it's sitting at such an angle, but what do you do? I don't have any bolts with me right now, so have to figure that out once we get to a spot where I can grab some bolts. But I'm gonna shut this up and wait to get a door so I can get out of here. Well, we're currently coming up on Burr Ridge, Illinois right now, and stuck in a traffic jam. So fortunately our hood is still staying on here. We got that one bolt holding it on right now, but I actually got both the bolts back at Mom and Dad's house, so I'll have to figure out how to get that bolt to put that in the hood tomorrow or Friday, whatever day, and then I'm gonna get the AC looked at and hopefully fixed on this thing, because the hot days are coming up, and when you're trying to sleep and it's 1,000 degrees in here, it don't work out so well. So I'm gonna get that looked at, hopefully fixed up. I decided that I'm just gonna have them take or remove the lines that go back to the bunk, because I don't need it. The air from up here in the front is plenty to cool the back down, so be a lot less plumbing to run through the truck, hopefully reduce some of the cost on getting it fixed. So we're gonna keep working our way through traffic here, and we're headed over to Cedarburg, Wisconsin right now, which is about 2 hours away. Get loaded up there, and then probably head right to the house, and then go deliver this in the morning. So we'll catch up with you guys here in a little while. Yeah, this is one of the reasons I love trucking right here, you guys. Beautiful sights you get to see driving down these roads is amazing. Headed back, I usually take 60 over to 94, but I just decided that instead of doing that, because it's always so like stop and go through the little towns and stuff, I just took 60 over to 41, and now I'm running 41. I ran that up to 45 here, and then I think we're gonna hop on 10 and then work our way up to Highway 29 anyways, and then make our way back home. It's just a lot straighter shot and a lot less stop and go. It said it was like 8 minutes longer, but in the end, when you're not having to stop and go so much, I think it kind of makes up for it. Probably about the same time anyways. So we're gonna keep on trucking here, and we're gonna keep enjoying this beautiful night that we have out here. Morning, guys. So last night Maddie and I got home, and right up here you'll see I'm pulling onto this scale. We park right to the right of this scale here, and I've done it many times because it gets so packed out in this truck stop that there's nowhere else to park. And never had an issue with trucks getting by us. And then on the right hand side you can see there's the white Schneider, and then there's the black like peeler or paler truck. Well, he comes flying through there, and then the truck actually right in front of him, he smacks his mirror, because I'm talking to one of my friends there, and he looked over and he's like, "He just hit him?" And I couldn't really hear, I guess, because I was inside my truck. But sure enough, smacks the mirror of that green truck that you saw on the right hand side as I was pulling up here. Then proceeds to fly around again. That guy in the green truck pulled up, so I guess he could have enough room to park behind him. But it was funny because you could see as soon as he smacked his mirror that the dude literally pointed at me. It was like acted like I was preventing him from having enough room to get through there, when other trucks literally went through there earlier with trailers. And he's a bobtail. So sitting there talking with my buddy there, and out comes a Quick Trip worker. You can't park here because there's not enough room for trucks to get through. So he called in to Quick Trip and complained about where I was parking. When bobtail parking, you can literally park anywhere. There was lots of room for bobtail to park, and he flies around here, smacks that dude's mirror, and then blames me for it. Tell me how that makes any sense. Just unbelievable out here sometimes. It's pretty disappointing when they do that kind of stuff. But anyways, we're working on getting the scale here to get working. There we go. Waiting for my weights to come in. Yeah, so it was either that guy right there called us in, or it was that paler guy that actually smacked that dude's mirror. Man, I would not be happy about that. Not happy about how long this is taking either. Come on, let's go. Well, I guess I got nothing to worry about, so let's hit the road. You know, just going back, it's like, if you're coming through here and you don't even slow down when it gets a little bit tight for you to go through, and you smack somebody else's mirror and then look over and blame somebody else when other people have already been through there, I mean, come on. You just got to take some responsibility. There's already no parking around here, and then he wants to call us into Quick Trip and get us in trouble for just being parked when he's the one smacking people's mirrors because he can't even slow down. Unbelievable. Side note, there's a nice old VMAX.